What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are finally going to do a review on the hit series known as Euphoria. Now, for those that don't know about Euphoria, it is on HBO Max. It's in 8 episodes. Each episode is about an hour, so if you want to watch it, I recommend watching it. And here I'm going to do a review, so if you haven't watched it, just listen to me, and maybe you'll go watch it. But anyways, Euphoria is basically a show about a girl starring Zendaya. Her name is Rue, and she has bipolar issues, and she is taking drugs, and at one point overdosed, and she's just returning from rehab. And the series is a very emotional teen drama. There's multiple characters around, but Rue is the main character. She's the main protagonist of the whole series. And she's really the heart of the series. And now let me go to the good things I loved about this series. And the best thing this series had to offer was the cinematography and the visuals. Everything was visually pleasing to the eye. The aesthetics were nice. The way the director used the colors was just fantastic. And that was the absolute best thing about this series. Like every shot of this series was beautiful. It was majestic. It was phenomenal. It was so beautiful. And I gotta give this director so many props because most people, they just shoot and they don't care. They just turn on the lights, they just shoot a scene, and then they're like, all right, let's move on. This director, she seemed like she put heart and effort to every shot. And watch the series so you can understand what I mean by saying that. But it looked like she would like change the color. She was like, no, we need it in this position. And it was beautiful, and you could tell the director put so much heart and soul. And I always give directors, so much credit when they care a ton about how the scene is shot. Because that's something lots of people don't ever talk about, is the cinematography and the visuals. In this series, that was beautiful and that was amazing. I want this director on more projects. Now, I don't know if she's just going to stay as the Euphoria director. Maybe she'll work on other projects, but anytime she's in other projects, I just cannot wait. And now let's get into the other good things about the show. And the other good things is the drama, the build-up, the tension. There's a lot of storylines within this series. And I think I'm not going to say what the storylines are because I don't want to spoil them for you guys. But every character has like this cool storyline that I enjoyed. And you can really feel the sense of it. Every episode begins with one of the characters' story, their backgrounds, their origins. And I really loved every single one of the characters, even the bad characters. You feel that sense of, wow, they're not bad just for the sake of being bad. They're bad because they're born into it or molded into it. And I know that sounds like I'm being a comic book fan, but oh well. And now let me get to another one of the best things of this show, and that is Zendaya's performance as Rue. Now, Zendaya, for the longest time, I always believed she had the potential to, excel, become an Oscar-nominated actress. And for the longest time, I was like, well, she's just in Disney. I know what I just said sounds like Disney actresses never make it. It's not that. Disney actresses normally are held back because they have to be kid-friendly. They have less creativity. Most of the time, it's not the directors controlling the shows. And, I felt like Zendaya needed to leave that. And when we saw her in Homecoming and Far From Home, we didn't get much of her because she was just a small, minor role as MJ, surprisingly. And I didn't really like her acting that much in even the Spider-Man films. And Euphoria completely changed that. I used to see her as a actress with a ton of potential. And now, look at her. She got nominated for an Emmy. I think she won an Emmy for a specific scene she made. I don't know. I don't keep up much with the Emmys. I'm more of an Oscar person. But Zendaya now, if I was a director in Hollywood, I would probably want to bring Zendaya into my projects. Now, after watching Euphoria. Not only that, but she's already in Dune. Euphoria, her acting was just phenomenal. I don't want to say exactly what she does because, like I said, I don't want to spoil the series. And I find spoiling a series, easier to do than spoiling a movie, because movie is like 2 hours, so this series is like multiple episodes, and each episode can be spoiled. So yeah, Zendaya's acting was just phenomenal. It's the second best thing of this show, and just amazing, simply phenomenal. And I can't wait to see her in more projects. Maybe see her in season 2 of Euphoria. I can't wait for Dune to come out, and I can't wait to see what else she's in, except the Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man movies, I could care less about Zendaya's performances there. But anyways, now that we got all... Oh wait, there is one last good thing that I have to mention, and that is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is beautiful. For the most part, like 70%, the songs are used really well, and it really fits into the tone of what each scene is. Because a lot of movies, shows, they tend to fail. They just overload it with music. The biggest example of that is Suicide Squad, when they were putting like Bohemian Rhapsody, they're playing Standing in the Rain, they're playing, so many off songs in Suicide Squad. And, I feel bad for David Ayer because of that. But anyways, this, for the most part, the tone matches the music they put. And now that we're all done with the good, let's get into the bad. And by the way, there's not much bad. So here it is. The worst part of the series was the music for 30% of it. Now, I said 70% of the time the music worked. But for the other 30%, the music just felt off. There were scenes where they played music, and I was like, well, we don't need music on this scene. Like, there was a scene where they're in the, like, after a party, Zendaya's having this emotional breakdown with with Jules. And I'm not going to say why, because, of course, that's a spoiler, but there's this loud song playing while Rue is crying and Jules is comforting her. And you're there like, oh, come on, turn off the music. A scene like that needs no music. Or if you are going to use some kind of music, use a score. And there's a lot of scenes where you're like, all right, we don't need a song for this shot. Like, there was this one where Rue's riding a bike in the rain, and it would have been so nice if you just heard the rain, no music. It would have been just, a beautiful shot. But, I felt like at points the director cared more about it looking like a music video. That's the only criticism I have of the director, is that there's times where it looked like she wanted it more to look like a music video rather than it be a, full-on movie story. And, that was one struggle. I know what she was going for, but at times you gotta be like, all right, we're not a music video. This is a series. We gotta, keep it going, not, And I know sometimes it was for the imagery, but sometimes, it just felt flat. But anyways, that's only the small criticism. Another criticism is sometimes the stories don't go anywhere. So, like I said, each episode starts with the origin of one of the other characters. You see what they went through, even the bad characters, what they went through, why are they the way they are. And the problem is some of these characters don't get a complete arc. For the most part, some of these characters do get a full-on arc. Like Rue's arc, for me, is my favorite. I'm not going to say what it is, because of course it's a massive spoiler, even if you'll figure it out by episode 1. But there are some arcs where halfway in through that episode, they just forgot about it, and then, continued on with the story. There are so many storylines, they had, but they would just give up after a while. And I think the biggest issue on why that happened was they had so many characters to introduce. There's so many characters to do. And I know there's going to be a season 2. They already confirmed that. But, it's still, a bit disappointing that we didn't get that satisfying ending, And now to the third issue of the series, and that's the final episode is my least favorite. So my first episode is my favorite, but my least favorite has to be the final episode. Now, I'm not gonna say exactly why. Like I said, no spoilers on this review, because I want you guys to watch it, give your own opinions. But this is a review, so. The last episode is just unsatisfying. And this show, for the most part, is really good. Just the finale, for me, or season finale, it doesn't leave you like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for season 2. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because that's what a season finale should do. I'm not saying have a cliffhanger. It should have at least a moment where they're like, oh boy, I can't wait for season 2. Season 1 was so good, we gotta go for season 2. But it also doesn't leave you with, oh my god, this series is bad. It's really bad. I'm not gonna watch the season 2. It doesn't leave you like that. What it leaves you is like, oh really, that's just it. I guess that's it for the series. I don't know. That's how it really felt to me. But anyways, that is it for the good and bad. Now to the score. And for me, the score of this series is going to have to be a good 7.8 out of 10. That's a really good score. 7.8 out of 10. You already heard the good. You already heard the bad. And now let's get on to if I recommend it. Now, who do I recommend this to? I recommend this to high schoolers and young adults. That's the main audience that I would recommend this to, because of course Euphoria is more for that audience. If you're someone who's like in your 40s or maybe even late 30s, you're probably not going to like it, because this is a harsh depiction of, the reality of, young adulthood, how it is now. But yeah, if you're a child, if you're like under like 14, or actually let me go a little younger, like under 12, you're probably not going to like it, because they have short attention spans. They tend to not like these drama type of series. So if you're younger, I probably wouldn't. But if you're a young adult or you're a teenager, then you're going to love this series. Or more for the most part, you're going to like it. So those are the people I recommend to. My final score, of course, is a 7.8 out of 10. Do you guys agree with the score? For those that have seen it. So for those that haven't seen it out there, I highly recommend it. The series is really good. And, I personally can't wait for season 2. Now, I do see its flaws, but I trust in this director after what she gave us. And, that's really going to be it for the review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am a daily film talk channel. So if you want daily film talk content, then I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, will you be watching Euphoria, or if you've already seen it, comment down below your thoughts on Euphoria. Thank you guys for watching. Follow me on Instagram, IsaacDino21, and peace.